we used to go to a place called the Taxi Club, which was really infamous in those days, in Flinders Street in Darlinghurst. And it was just full on. You didn't know if it was night or morning or afternoon or what. And there's all these Queens running around and people dressed up and God knows or whatever, drug addicts and whatever. It was one of everything. It was like going to the Taronga Park Zoo. You found one of everything in there. And even me. And the thing about it was that it was an infamous place. And the thing was that I had a lot of fun there. And that's when I really started to get into the gay community as such.
What sort of year was this?
This is probably about 1986 or 7.
How old would you have been?
Well, I was born in 60. So that's what happened. So then we'll come, and one of the entertainers there, with that one there, yeah, was a guy called Rose Leaf, who was called Ross. And that's a photo of me and Ross. And he died of lupus disease, which is very sad. And I went to a memorial service over in Newtown some years ago, and that's me and Ross there, which is a very special photo. And those that have worked in the gay community over those years would know him.
How often did you go to the Taxi Club?
I went to the Taxi Club probably about 3 or 4 times a week. I don't do anything by halves.
Wow.
Particularly if I like something. And that's what happened, because there was grog up there and I fitted into that. And
what did you like about the Taxi Club so much?
But it was full of mad people like me.
Was it a very welcoming atmosphere?
It was very welcoming. It was very well run, because they had 2 security guards, and if you wanted to cause trouble with the gays, you got booted down the stairs, no problem. And people used to consider it a violent place, but it was only a violent place for those people that wanted to cause trouble. So the guys would go in and start the trouble, and the Taxi Club would finish it. I've never had an issue there. It was a lovely place to go, full of entertainment, full of people communicating with each other about their daily life routines and different things. But overall, it was a nice place, but it was sort of like somewhere you'd go to up at the Cross, except it was in Darlinghurst. It was a little bit sleazier than normal. And then, of course, in those days, of course, we had the boys, the rent boys, which was out to get money and all of that stuff.
And they were in the Taxi Club?
Hey?
Would they go to the Taxi Club?
Yeah, the rent boys went to the Taxi Club with their boyfriends or God knows or whatever.
Why was it called the Taxi Club, do you know?
Because years ago it was a taxi club. That was what the place was originally for taxi drivers that had finished their shift that wanted to go in somewhere for a drink. But you got to remember, it wasn't like it was today. There wasn't all this drink driving, and if you have a glass of wine you end up in the jail. It wasn't like that then. But then they got very, very strict, and so they should, because of all of the fatalities with people that were drinking and driving. But in the early days, I'm sure that I nearly got killed up the front of there years ago, crossing the road. And this guy was coming at me, and I was in that medium street, because a lot of accidents, and particularly more in those days, were around that area where people would get run over, and people would be full or whatever. But it's changed a lot since, thank God. And
did the Taxi Club serve food?
There was a restaurant thing, a little tiny bistro. I actually knew the guy that ran the bistro, funny you should mention it. The guy that ran the bistro was also worked at Prince of Wales Hospital, and he worked in charge. I can't remember his name. Someone would know his name, but I can't remember it now. But he worked on the information desk. And at the time I was going to Prince of Wales Hospital, because if you can see under my left lower eyelid, I had a melanoma cancer in that eyelid. And the thing was that I was seeing him quite a lot. And the first one that I go to see was him. And he said, working at reception, you learn a lot. He said, people come up, ask me, he said, where's the heart unit? And he said, I told him you go down the hallway, pointing with his finger at the time. And the old women would stand there and say, which way's down the hallway? Which they had only had one hallway. Which way's down the hallway and all that. And he was a funny man. He was really a lovely man.
What were the shows like at the Taxi Club?
The shows were excellent. Ranging from Simone and Monique to
Monique
very
St.
talented,
John.
very, very talented people.
That was Monique St. John?
Yeah.
And Simone Troy?
Simone Troy. Well, they toured all over the world.
Mm.
They just didn't do it in Sydney. They went to everywhere, you know, around and whatever. And there's a snippet, which I'll show you later on, about Monique St. John doing the midday show. And I was there on the closing night of Lay Girls, and my late mum, that, as I explained to you before, was in the entertainment industry, used to sing downstairs in the piano bar. And a lot of the Lay Girls remember Mum very well. So
the piano bar being where?
Downstairs from where the show was. After the show.
Not at the Taxi Club?
No, at the Lay Girls, downstairs.
Mm.
No, Mum never sang at the Taxi Club. No. But there were entertainers there, and it was very good.
And did you keep going to the Taxi Club until it closed?
Yeah, I think so, from recollection.
Do you miss it?
No, not today. I'm more sort of settled today. I very seldom miss going to Oxford Street. I go up there occasionally if there's something on or whatever, but I've sort of like lived a more subdued lifestyle, which has been good.
What do you miss most about the Taxi Club?
Neil, Nana, they used to call him. He used to smile with his moustache there and laugh at me behind the bar, and then I'd say something and then they'd all think it was funny and whatever. And then he'd say, that bloke over there likes you, he told me. And I said, I only found out later on he was a bloody criminal from Long Bay. He'd only been out that week. And, you know, different funny things, but he knew that he was only joking, you know, but he was funny. And, yeah, it was, as I said, it met all different people, all different situations, whatever.